From the University of South Carolina, your news, your sports, your weather. Carolina News begins now.
Hello and welcome to Carolina News. I'm Kylie Schaefer.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kayla Pace. South Carolina lawmakers are still fighting over what to do about the failed VC summer project. Will Dotson is live in the newsroom with more. Will?
Thanks, Kylie and Kayla. That's right. Governor McMaster held a press conference this morning to discuss the recent controversy regarding the sale of state-owned power company Santee Cooper. The power company is still in hot water after failing to complete the $9 billion nuclear power plant it promised and charged its customers for, and leaving Santee Cooper $4 billion in debt.
We have a rogue agency. We have a bureaucracy that is operating on its own, contrary to instruction, contrary to law, and contrary.
Today's press conference came after Santee Cooper released over 1,000 pages of emails to the governor's office regarding the potential sale of Santee Cooper. The emails consisted of conversations between Santee Cooper and its paid government lobbyist. The Santee Cooper Electric Company is using the contracted lobbyist to persuade lawmakers not to sell it, rather find a different way to clear the $4 billion debt it has. Contrary to what Santee Cooper wants, Governor McMaster says the only way to clear the utility's debt is to sell the company.
Their job is not to go out and lobby against the sale of Santee Cooper, which seems to me to be the only way to protect the ratepayers and the people of South Carolina. There's
Mr. also added that as long as he is in office, he will veto any attempt to raise the rate of utilities. At this time, there haven't been any offers to buy Santee Cooper Electric. However, there are companies that have shown interest. Live in the newsroom, Will Dotson. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Will. With the beginning of spring comes the start of strawberry season. Our Jenny Warren went to a local farm to see what the start of the season means for them and the community.
Because I was so excited to see the strawberry patch.
Jonah and his sister Caroline love Cottle Strawberry Farms and are so happy that the strawberry season is back. Families and local residents make sure to stop by Cottle Farms every year to pick their own fresh berries. And this year, they're able to visit the farms a little earlier than normal.
But a lot of people don't even know we've opened yet because it's so early and it's been so cold. So we're sitting out here freezing and we've got beautiful strawberries.
But when the season begins and visitors come once, they make sure to come back.
Oh, absolutely. And a lot of repeat customers. And I've actually had some people who have moved into Columbia, and they say that everybody tells them the first thing you got to do when you get to Columbia is go to Cottle Strawberry Farm and get some strawberries.
If you're new to Columbia or haven't been to the farms before, there are plenty of options for you.
Here at Cottle Strawberry Farms, you can swing by and pick up a container of strawberries, or you can grab a bucket and pick your own.
Many prefer the opportunity and experience of walking into the farm and grabbing the strawberries they want right off the plant. Like Jonah, who is ready to dive right into the strawberry after picking it and is more than willing to share.
I can eat someone up. What's that? Here, eat this.
In this season, there are plenty of strawberries to go around. Jenny Warren, Carolina News.
Cottle is located off Trotter Road and is open Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. The strawberry season usually lasts around 60 days or until temperatures reach above 87 degrees.
Well, that was
The cutest thing. Temperatures are getting pretty close to 87 degrees though.
Yeah, beautiful day to go pick strawberries.
Absolutely. So we're going to toss this out to, speaking of weather, Maria Telez outside in the Kennedy Greenhouse studio to tell us more.
You girls are right. I am so excited to go pick some strawberries myself on a beautiful spring day like this one. It's finally feeling like spring with those toasty 70 degrees. You see this beautiful breeze coming in. It is the perfect day out here. I will be back later in the show to let you guys know if this weather is here to stay. Back to you, Kayla.
Thanks, Maria. We want to update you on an ongoing situation near Casey. A man that had barricaded himself inside his car on Interstate 26 has died, according to the Lexington County coroner. Police shot the man, inflicting the wound that eventually killed him. After he made a sudden movement in his vehicle, the man was wanted for not appearing in court on multiple charges, including illegal possession of a firearm by a felon. He started the chase on I-26 into Columbia before stopping and pulling
Another
off.
vantage point
Both
may be that
directions of
someone
traffic
was
on
being
I-26
carried
were
on a
diverted.
backboard.
Police deployed tear gas on the suspect and had been communicating via cell phone with him before the man was shot.
Lexington deputies are searching for the person who beat up a man while he was picking up his newspaper. Officers say the incident happened last Friday at the victim's home in the Cobbs Hill subdivision off Emmanuel Church Road. According to officials, a man in his 60s had gone out to grab his paper. His wife later found him lying in the road with injuries that were consistent with an assault. As of yesterday afternoon, the victim remains in the hospital with severe wounds to his face and head, as well as broken ribs. Anyone with information on the case should call Crime Stoppers at 1-888-CRIME-SC. A South Carolina man has been arrested after being accused of killing the mother of his twin daughters. Nicole Goodlett disappeared from her home in Spartanburg 4 years ago, and her remains were found a year later. 36-year-old Gerald Howard immediately became a suspect. Police found evidence of struggle in the house. Howard was arrested in Goose Creek yesterday after a long investigation. He told police that he had just returned from a vacation in Bogota, Colombia. Howard had been denied bond.
Protests have erupted in Sacramento following the shooting of Stephon Clark, an unarmed black man. Protesters took to the Sacramento City Council, demanding answers for Clark's wrongful death. Clark was shot by police in his grandmother's backyard after an officer mistook his cell phone for a gun. Minutes after the fatal shooting, police silenced their body cams, striking suspicion and emotion from the city. Sacramento police are currently allowed to mute their mics if they're having a private conversation or are speaking with a confidential informant.
But I think the bigger question, even beyond this specific case, is if we should allow people to mute their mics at all or under those circumstances. We were already looking at that before this incident happened, but I think this incident is a perfect example of why that is problematic.
Sacramento police are investigating why the two officers muted their mics. The men are now on paid leave.
On Tuesday, several hundred people gathered in Kemerovo, Russia, to demand answers after a deadly fire tore through a shopping mall on Sunday. According to investigators, the alarm system in the mall was turned off and emergency exits were blocked at the time of the fire. Russian authorities say dozens were killed, most of them children, but protesters believe the real figure is much higher. At the time of the protest, Russian President Vladimir Putin was meeting with a civic group ensuring that those responsible would be punished.
What is happening here? This was not a combat situation, not an unexpected methane outburst in a mine. People came to rest, children. We talk about demographics and lost so many people because of what? Because of criminal negligence and carelessness.
The fire was one of Russia's deadliest in recent years, and today they held a day of mourning in honor of the victims. North Korea leader Kim Jong-un visited Beijing to meet with Chinese president on Tuesday. There was speculation that Kim was aboard a North Korean train. A state-run Chinese news agency reported on the unofficial trip. The media outlet says the two leaders held conversations to reaffirm the long-standing friendship and discuss in-depth views on the Korean Peninsula situation.
Coming up next on Carolina News, hear about the group that rallied at the State House for better education.
Awesome. Thank you.